Yeay. Oke, coming back again di cerita dari seberang. Sekarang udah di episode ke-22. Oke, I'm so happy to be like this opportunity. So today's topic, because this is like the frequently in the weekend, and I also have like the case that why the schedule is also always different. Cause I have like a lot of kids that they are very busy, so I'm trying to match the schedule from them itself. So today I would like to talk about neuroscience. Neuroscience. What are the myths and facts about the left right hands? Okay, so the speaker right now is Widyarta Mega Paramita. She is my friend when I was in the university, but we have like a different major. So now she is online already. So I will invite her to my loop. Yeah, in order we can talk direct. As information, I'm here in this loop cerita dari seberang. Why we have to use English? Cause actually I really want to improve my English capability. So this is not the English classroom. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mega Widyata. I'm
Hi.
so happy. I'm so happy to have this opportunity to talk with you.
Thank you.
So, like today, I know that you are very busy. Until today, I got an appointment with you. Like you said, this is like free time. Okay. So, how are you? How's life
Good.
going?
I'm good. Thank you. So, how are you, Evan?
I'm
It's
good.
very
I'm
long
good here.
time not
So
seeing you.
yeah. It's been like, oh my God, I've been like about more than 5 years.
Yes, more than
Yeah,
5 years,
more than
like
five
7
years.
years.
Yeah. So, for your if for you guys, I would like to introduce you, who is Widyarta Mika Paramita. She is my friends when I was in the university, but we have in different major. She was in psychology, and I was in international relation at that time.
Mhm.
I met her because we have like a similar organization, and yeah, she was very active when she was in the university. She also
Actually,
part of choir. Yeah, she
yeah.
also part. Okay, and she is very talented, I know, and
Oh,
I was
thank
shocked
you.
that when I was reading her curriculum vitae, she is like what a freaking researcher that, oh my god. So, and I also very shocked because she took the major when she was in the master degree level in neuroscience. Yeah, neuroscience in one of the best university in UK. And oh my God, this is so honor for me to have Meka Widyarta Meka Paramita as my friend in this lab. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you. It's also my pleasure to be invited by Evan and to finally be able to talk with you again after more than five
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So I was
So, so with
actually
that, uh-uh.
I actually forgot what was our first organization. The first time we met, I mean, is it choir?
Yeah, it's acquired the first time. And you also
Oh,
ever joined in one of Badan Riset Ilmu Sosial, but you didn't continue for that kind of organization because you very
oh yeah,
focused. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
you was very focused on the choir, right? I
yeah,
know I heard.
exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
Maka.
I
So,
just
mm, so in this opportunity, I really want to know you more and more. So hopefully, people here can take a lot of lessons from you. I know that I
wow.
really want to learn. I really want to learn, but I don't really want to be selfish. So that's why I want to share this love in order when I'm learning something, there's also a lot of people can learn like me. So before in this position, yeah. Can you tell me why did you choose neuroscience after you graduated from psychology?
Okay, maybe just a little bit background, more detail, yeah, just a little bit more
Yeah.
detail my educational background. So
Mm-hmm.
as you said, so I took psychology as my bachelor's major in University
Mm-hmm.
of Brawijaya, of course.
Uh-huh.
And at that time, it's not only a general psychology, but I took like a minor course, yeah, in psychology. I took
Mm-hmm.
developmental psychology, which is closely related to educational
Okay.
psychology. And actually, when we talk about psychology, we couldn't not talk about the brain,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's the core of ourself, yeah. Everything that we think, everything that we feel, even when we actually think that the feeling of ourselves is actually coming from our heart, it's actually coming from our brain. So because the
Mm-hmm.
brain is like the core of the core of human,
Mm-hmm.
so I just want to you know, I just want to explore more about how the brain can actually influence or impact to the education or to the learning process in
Mm.
ourselves. So yeah, I decided to take neuroscience and education, but it's actually
Ah.
it doesn't sound it isn't cool as it sounds actually,
Yeah.
because it's not neuroscience like neurobiology. It's not more into
Yeah. Mm-mm.
neurobiology, but it's more
Mm-mm.
into cognitive psychology. So it's still really
Uh-huh.
psychology, but
Mm-mm.
yeah, it's still really psychology, but we see the perspective more into what is
Psychology
happening on
side.
our brain. Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. So at the first time when I read your curriculum vitae and then your major, I actually suppose your major will be like psychology or something like that.
Hmm.
But when I read your CV and I saw like neuroscience, I am
Hmm.
serious that you were learning such the brain system, nervous system, or something like that. Because maybe it's totally difficult for us as social
Hmm.
background to understand about
Hmm.
what kind of how to differentiate about the brain itself, and then. But so that's why here I really want to know you more about this. So
Hmm.
why you choose that Bristol University instead of other university?
Okay, Bristol University. It's actually a long journey. And to
Uh huh.
confirm what you said, that
Mm-mm.
to confirm what you just said, that it
Mm-mm.
sounds really difficult to you. It also really difficult for me as well to learn brain and the neuroscience and to relate it to education to human. Um, so yeah, the first matter why I took University of Bristol, it's actually a long journey. So
Mm-mm.
University of Bristol was not my first choice
Uh-huh.
in choosing a university. So I aim
Mm-mm.
for a better university, yeah, better in terms of rank in the UK, a better
Yep, yep.
university. But then there are, like some difficulties, yeah, and hurdles and challenges
Mm-hmm.
that I need to face. And
Mm-mm.
also at that time when I was in the preparation of taking master's degree, I was still
Mm-mm.
working in as a teaching assistant in University of Brawijaya. So
Uh-huh.
it's quite hard to
Mm.
manage the time to have a
Yeah.
better preparation to take my first priority university. So then I
Uh,
tried to find another alternative
mm-mm.
that also provide neuroscience and education. And then I found University of Bristol, which actually has a better course, yeah,
Uh-huh.
for neuroscience and education.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, I decided to take Bristol, and then I tried to apply to the university, and then months later, I got the letter of acceptance from them. So yeah,
Okay. So,
so that's how short journey. Mhm.
yeah, Mecca, regarding your accent is, oh my God, it's very nice. Your accent is quite British accent. The way
Really?
people try, yeah, yeah. So that's why disclaimer, guys. Here, with Yarta Meka also provide for the IELTS tutor. If you really want to know or if you really want to learn more about the IELTS, you can contact her for sure.
Okay.
And for your
Eh,
information, guys, do not ever compare my English with her English because we are totally different in the way we speak and in our accent. Oh
But it's also
my
nice.
God.
It's also nice to hear that Japanese accent. And actually, accent is not the main thing that we consider when we speak English.
Yeah.
So
Mm-mm.
it's not a problem when we talk English and then we have different accents like British accent or American or Japanese or even yeah, whatsoever accent. So that's okay, I think. It's nice
Eh,
to
Najib Fasal sih emasnya lo ke Thailand. Yes, true. True, nah. I,
because you were ever in Thailand, right?
Yeah, I spent like 2 years. Yeah, it's 2 years in Thailand, and I
Wow.
spoke with Thai English. So that's why when I'm trying to
Okay.
make a change my accent, it's quite difficult for me to just adjust again. Okay, so regarding preparations, Mika,
Mm-hmm.
you said after you graduate from university,
Mm-hmm.
and then you prepared for your master degree
Yeah.
and you applied for the LPDP scholarship. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what's your preparation? What is your biggest preparation? Yeah.
Of course. Okay. Of course, to fulfilling it to meet the requirements of LPDP. Yeah.
Mm.
And the main thing that I actually prepared at that time is to talk to my parents. So I discussed my dream and my intention to continue to further my study to my parents, and that
Uh-uh.
they
Mm.
supported me. And then I said that I need to prepare some stuffs, yeah, to
Uh-huh.
meet the requirements of LPDP. And then the first thing that I prepared actually to prepare for the IELTS.
Mm-mm.
So uh, at that time, I went to Pare. You might know about this, yeah, I think. Uh,
Ah.
I went to
Uh-huh.
Pare, Kampung Inggris, there to spend around 3 months to focus on
Mm-hmm.
IELTS and yeah,
Mm.
practice intensively about IELTS.
Uh-uh.
And then I took IELTS, and then I prepared for the motivation letter, and then for
Mm-hmm.
the personal statement, the reference letter. I
Mm.
contacted my lecturer. So it's a common preparation actually. So nothing special about the preparation
Mm.
to
Mm.
take LPDP to achieve LPDP. So yeah, it's a very common preparation to have to gain a scholarship actually.
So the most important thing is to prepare IELTS, right?
Uh, I think it's the first thing, but
The first thing. Mm.
yeah, it's the first thing that I prepared, yeah, at that time. But I couldn't say that which one is the most important. Maybe the most
Mm.
important is to prepare for yourself,
Uh-huh.
to not only meet the requirements by the letter by the
Mm.
administration, but also to prepare your mental. What if maybe if you are not
Yeah.
accepted with LPDP, what is your next plan, or maybe
Uh-huh.
how do you want to prepare again for the next
Mm-mm.
chance, and etc. And also to to build yourself. If you say in your motivation letter, for example, if you
Mm.
said that you are an optimist person, and if you are agile person, you're a
Mm-mm.
fast learner, how to prepare that so that in the interview
Okay.
session you can really
Correct.
show that to the interviewers. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So,
Mhm.
about your preparation now, and we all know that about LPDP itself, this scholarship provides for fully funded,
Mhm.
and it's also prestigious for Indonesian
Yes.
students,
Mhm.
especially. So, what's the thing that makes you very confident to apply LPDP?
um I don't know. I just feel like uh, that's the only chance I can achieve my dream. I
Ah.
mean, not LPDP, yeah, not LPDP as the only chance, but to try to apply for a
Mm-hmm.
scholarship to achieve my dreams.
Mm.
So living abroad
Yeah.
is one of my childhood dreams that I really want to
Yep.
achieve. Yeah, and I know that it's also one of your dreams, right? I still remember how you really want
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you really want to learn English and to be able to speak English fluently. I really remember that. So
Yeah.
yeah, um, and because my parents also encouraged me to further my study, I think maybe that's the meeting point that I can combine between my parents'
Mm-hmm.
support and also my dreams. So yeah, I didn't see uh, I didn't see myself at that time as a pessimist self. So I just
Mm-mm.
tried and then see the results because I believe that
Uh-huh.
the
Mm-hmm.
process wouldn't betray the result. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So did you take out the scholarship inside of LPDP?
Fortunately, no. So that was my first,
Wow.
and Alhamdulillah, I was accepted directly. So yeah, it's really, it's really a lucky thing that I still until now I'm really grateful for that. Mhm.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Congratulations, Mecca. I'm very
Thank you.
speechless. So, Mecca, so about your living in UK, what is the
Mhm.
best memory when you were living there, and maybe the opposite?
Okay. So the good thing and the bad thing, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Uh, the good thing is that I can live by myself. To be honest, yeah, because I really dream of living by myself. I mean, I
Mm-mm.
really want to try how to be independent and how to be
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
independent and like not dependent anymore to my parents. So that's the
Uh-huh.
first thing, and also the first my first experience to live by myself. And it's yes,
Uh,
it really felt enjoyable. Even I
mm-mm.
would say until now I still consider that 1 year as the best year in my life. So yeah, that's the
Okay.
thing that I'm really grateful for. And then the good things is also I can see I can have a broader perspective, yeah, about the
Uh-uh.
UK. Maybe until
Mm.
now we still have like the stigma and mindset that
Yeah.
um, foreign people are usually better than us, but actually, when we come
Mm.
by ourselves and we live
Yeah.
with them, we know that they are actually human. So they also have bad sides and they
Uh-huh.
also have good sides. So yeah,
Okay.
so that I have a more open and broader perspective about them. If we have,
Mm-mm.
like people who are open-minded or maybe closed-minded, they
Yeah.
also have that. And so they are not
Mm-mm.
really, they are not always more superior than us Indonesians.
Mm-mm. Mm. I
So
see. I see.
by that perspective, I can respect my culture more and also respect other
Mm-mm.
cultures even more.
Mm.
Um, and the bad thing is maybe because I live by myself, so I really need to manage the time very efficiently. So I
Uh-huh.
have to between preparing meals for myself 3 times a day,
Uh-huh.
and then to do the assignments, and also to have fun for myself, to like
Mm.
maybe going to other countries to have a short trip and etc. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. That's very nice. So I also saw from your Instagram post that you travel a lot in around Europe instead of
It's not a lot,
UK.
actually. Not a lot.
You traveled a lot. You traveled in Slovakia and Italy too. So it means that
Okay.
more than two, right?
Okay. But some of my friends, they
Hmm.
traveled even. So yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Anyway, Mika, so we are talking about your research. Do you think that
Okay.
maybe when you were in the university in bachelor degree, you
Mhm.
also active in creating such research, and when you graduate and you became the lecture assistant, yeah, lecture assistant, you also
Mhm.
produced for the research too. So, do you think that these researchers aligned on your brand, on your yeah, on your brand to promote yourself that LPDP sees you? Okay, this is the one. Do you think
Okay.
that or not?
So no, actually, okay.
Huh?
Is it my connection or can you
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
me?
yeah. I can hear
Okay.
you.
So it's actually not.
Pardon?
Sorry, Evan. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's actually
Okay.
not a part of branding myself. I did not think
Uh-huh.
I have a purpose of branding myself, but
Yeah.
I have a purpose. Yeah, I would say I have a personal interest in research
Uh-uh.
to conduct
Hello, Mika.
some research, collaborating with my past lecturers in the university. So I
Mm-hmm.
accepted
Mm-hmm.
them, and yeah, we conducted the research. And it's actually different between conduct the research and publish the research. So publishing means that you
Uh-huh.
um, disseminate the research results, like maybe in a
Yeah.
scientific article in a journal. But I haven't done that. I haven't been in that process, so it's still unprocessed.
Okay.
But yes, I have conducted some research, and they are mainly related to, like mental health, and then psychology,
Uh-uh.
and also neuroscience and education. But because neuroscience is still not a really popular field in Indonesia, so it's quite
Yeah.
hard to
Mm.
conduct a research in neuroscience. Yeah.
Okay. So one research that I really interest about, let me read,
Okay.
about social exclusion on students with disability, psychological and cognitive effect relate into you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the title is Social Exclusion on Students with Disability, Psychological and Cognitive Effect. So
Okay.
what that research about?
Okay. So it's actually related to my master's dissertation, my
Uh,
master thesis, but we call it as
uh,
master's dissertation in the UK. So
uh,
I investigated about social exclusion, or maybe in our term we call it as um, it's actually a part of bullying. Yeah, when you exclude someone,
uh,
maybe when
mm-hmm,
you get angry, when you got angry to someone, and then you exclude them,
uh,
you don't want to talk with them, so it can be called as
uh,
social exclusion. And yes, it's
okay,
related to neuroscience,
uh-huh,
because there's something happen in our brain, yeah, when we are being
yeah,
excluded, or even when we are seeing people being excluded. So for example, when I
okay,
let's say someone hates you, and then you are being excluded
mm-hmm,
by that person, and then
yeah,
I saw that event. Yeah, maybe you greet him, but
uh,
then he just kept silence. So I saw
uh,
that event, and then what you felt, or what the thing that the process happening in your brain is actually happening in my brain. So it's like
yeah,
mirroring. So it's like mirroring, yeah.
ah,
So that's why I can I can feel what you feel when I saw that you are being excluded by people. Yeah. And
Oh, I
after I
see. I
graduated,
see.
my lecturer asked me whether I want to conduct a research or maybe I can develop a research topic related to my
Uh-huh.
master's thesis. So, but it has to.
Oh, I see.
So it's closely it's a common events. Yeah, I think even in foreign
Mm-hmm.
countries and Indonesia, that people with disabilities are actually are commonly seen as being different. Yeah, they are different from us, and then they are being excluded from the social interaction because people see them as
Yeah. Mm.
different. Yeah, because they have different abilities. They can't do this, they can't do that as normal people. But actually, it's actually very harsh to say that they are not normal. They are normal, but yes, they
Uh,
are different. They have different ability. It doesn't mean that they can't do the things that we can do normal in
I
normal
see. I
situation. Yeah.
see. I see.
So yeah, I conducted a research, social exclusion on students with disabilities, and it's actually experimental research. So I
Mm-hmm.
use EDA to investigate what happens in their brain.
Yeah.
Like the so things that happen in your brain can also be represented by what happened in your skin. So
Okay.
I used a special tool to
Mm-hmm.
investigate what happens in your fingers. Yeah, in your fingers that represent the
Okay.
things that happening in
Mm.
your brain. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Mega, as orang awam, yeah, for me, I can call myself that I'm orang awam. Means like I always suppose that psychology side is always about the emotional thing. So we
Okay.
never think about the intellectual quotient in the psychology side. So when you were talking about your research and your research has correlation with the brain, it's also correlate into the neurons and nervous system with the way the brain can react into something that may be unacceptable or uncomfortable for those people. Yeah. So this is very interesting because when the first time I also the one who first time to know about the neuroscience, and I read about the neuroscience. I also watched from the TED talk about how the brains can correlate into our emotional, and how the
Yes.
brains can make us feel better or worse. Yeah, something like that. So, what is actually neuroscience is? What is actually
Okay.
neuroscience?
Okay. So we can simply define neuroscience as a field that learn
Mm-hmm.
about your neural connection in your brain. So when
Mm-hmm.
you did something or when you felt
Mm-hmm.
something, um, there are actually many processes happening in your brain. So to say that
Ah.
maybe for maybe for the novices we know more that psychology is, yeah, psychology learns more or discusses more about the emotion thing, yeah, but it's actually not a
Mm-hmm.
different thing. They don't happen. Okay,
That's
can we
okay.
have a
I'm also cat lover.
pause for a minute?
Yeah, that's okay. Take care of your
Okay.
cat first.
Okay.
Okay, okay teman-teman semua. So now we are talking about neuroscience. I'm so sorry if we are talking in English. It's actually the way I want to learn more about how to deliver something into the English language. So the neuroscience is something like a new science for me to be accepted on my brain because this is like the new knowledge. So I really want to know more about the neuroscience itself from the expert. So let's continue about the neuroscience from your side.
Okay. So, where were we? Okay. So about emotional, yeah, about the feeling. So what actually happening in your emotion actually relate to what happening in your brain. So what you feel is
Uh-huh.
actually controlled by your brain as well. So logical and emotional thing is not a
Okay.
uh, but they work simultaneously. So there is a part in our brain called
Mm-hmm.
amygdala, if you might ever heard uh, about that. That's
Uh-huh.
actually
Mm-hmm.
play a big role or an important role in your feelings or in your emotions.
Uh-huh.
So they're not separate things. They're not different things
Mm-hmm.
working individually, but they work simultaneously.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is also a saying
Okay.
in neuroscience that when you are broken heart, um,
Uh-huh.
when you're broken heart, that's actually you can actually take headache medicine to
Yeah.
um, to make your heart or your feelings better, because that's uh, the
Oh my
part that
God.
plays a role in making your headache better and making
Uh-huh.
your heart headache better is actually the same part. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, okay. I just knew that. Oh my God. So that's why, when we are, we always like very common to say overthinker, yeah.
Yes.
So now in a lot of social media, always talking about overthinking and the others.
Mm-hmm.
And for those people who can speculate it as overthinker, and when they are facing like heartbroken, it means a lot. Like they overthinking, free to and free to back and forth, always think about the
Yeah, yeah.
memory. They always say that the memory stays and something like that. So oh my God,
Mm-hmm,
I knew
mm-hmm,
that.
mm-hmm.
So I have to drink for the headache pill.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So, about your explanation,
Mm-hmm.
we all know that our brain may be easily differentiated by left and right brain, which is the
Okay.
left are always focused on the mathematic or scientific thing, and then the right side, oh, correct me if I'm wrong, and the right side
Mm-hmm.
maybe is about the social and something like that. And is it
Mm-hmm.
true or not, actually? So
Okay.
I really want to know about the myth and also the facts about the left and right brain itself.
Okay. So until now, there is actually no scientific evidence to say that,
Ah,
yeah, to say that as a fact, yeah, to say that as a true thing about our brain. So yes,
yeah.
what right is, yes, it's true that we have two hemispheres in our brain,
Uh
the right
huh.
hemisphere and the left hemisphere, but each of the hemisphere actually does not relate, like logical thing, as you said, as scientific or mathematical thing, and the
Okay.
right hemisphere or the right brain is
Mm.
playing a big role in something like creativity or art. Yeah. So to say that, I think you are more into left brain. So I think
Ah, huh.
you need to
Yeah,
take
yeah.
maybe statistics, yeah, statistics or mathematics course or major. No, it's not. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, or
Uh huh.
maybe if you are, especially we usually find it in motivational events
Oh, yeah,
related to
yeah,
business.
yeah.
So business is more into right brain. Yeah, you need your
Yeah, yeah.
creativity. Don't choose your logical too much, because you're not gonna you're not
Mm.
gonna turn the business into action, but you're always
Yeah.
think. think about the business gitu. But
Okay.
the main thing that you need in business is actually the action. No, it's not like that. Yeah, sometimes
I
in business we
see.
also need our logical to make sense of what's actually happening in our business process. So
Um.
until now, there's still no scientific evidence
Mm.
proving that uh, people with left brain left brain sided or left
Yeah.
sided brain is
Yeah.
better at logical or scientifics and etc. And people with right sided brain would be better or would have better performance if they work in like business or
Mm.
being an artist,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
painter and etc. No, that doesn't work like that. And then another fact is actually the left brain or left hemisphere,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
um, they are more active when we learn language. Yeah, they are more active to
Oh.
things or
Mm.
actions related to language. But that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you're gonna be uh, like maybe polyglot, let's say, yeah, if you have
Ah.
a
Ah.
better performance in your left brain. No, it's not like that.
Okay. Now I
And
understood.
yeah, and then another thing about left and right brain is um, they actually work simultaneously when you did something.
Okay.
When
Yeah.
you see something, yeah, the visual thing, the left and then the right brain uh, plays, no, sorry, works together to make your
Mm-hmm.
see the visual stimulus in front of your eyes. Yeah,
Okay.
they work
Okay.
together.
Okay. Nice. Very nice. Mika, I still remember when I was kid. Yeah. If I saw like a lot of people, normally people use their right hand, right? And then in the
Okay.
other side, I got an anomaly that maybe some of them use the left hand to write or everything, and they always suppose that those kids who writing with the left hand are totally clever. Always a lot of people always suppose like that, like okay, you use your left hand to write, to do everything, so it means that you are very clever and genius. Always feel like, and into this stigma until right now, I still believe with that. So is
Okay.
this true or not?
Yeah, I would say that it's totally myth. There's no,
Ah.
yeah, it's totally a myth. Maybe they don't mean it as smarter people who use
Uh-uh.
or who people who are left-handed are smarter.
Yeah.
Maybe we can say that they are more creative because in our
Hmm.
world that we live, the tools and then the culture are always assigned to us with right hand, right?
Uh-uh. Hmm.
So when people with left-handed, they need to think more creatively to, to trick that situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
for, maybe for scissors, it's really designed for
Hmm.
right hand. So they really need
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
think more creatively how to hack that situation so that they can adapt well to the world
Hmm.
um, that is not made for them, yeah, for the left-handed. But to say
Okay.
that
Okay.
people with left-hand dominant
Mm-hmm.
are smarter or more intelligent, no, that's definitely a myth.
Okay, so thank you for your explanation. And Mecca, do you do you believe that the people brain's capacity change in every step of our age? Yes or no?
um okay, maybe we need to define what do you mean by capacity, brain capacity.
Ca- what capacity is about what again? We can receive something more and more,
but it's actually relate into your age.
Okay,
Yes. Mm-mm.
relate to our age. Yeah,
I
okay,
mean, like
yeah.
the older you are, the bigger your brain capacity to receive a lot of knowledge. Is it true or not?
Okay.
Mm.
Well, it's yes and no. Yes and
Uh-huh.
no, but the main thing that we have to know is that our brain is so plastics, yeah. There's a thing called
Ah.
brain plasticity. So when you're good at something and then you think that you're bad at something, but uh, if you want to learn that
Mm.
skill, then your brain is gonna adapt to that. So that's why we call it as brain
Oh.
plasticity. So it's your brain
I
is actually
see.
very flexible and very adaptive, and that's why uh, a saying uh, that we usually know as
Mm.
people learning style, like visual, auditorial,
Oh,
and
okay.
kinesthetic, is also a
Yeah.
myth, actually a myth. So people, let's say people who is more into visual thing,
Uh-huh.
they can actually be a kinesthetic thing if they want to learn
Oh.
about kinesthetic skill and etc. And based on my own
Oh, I see.
experience, I'm not
Yeah.
really into a dancer. It's really hard for me when I was a child. It's really hard for me to even move my my body beautifully. But
Uh-uh.
then during my university years, my bachelor's year,
Mm-mm.
because I joined a choir group, and
Mm-mm.
I need or I have to learn to dance
Yeah.
to support the performance. So I learned to dance, and it's even easier for me right now to be able to dance. So it's very our brain is actually very adaptive, and it's not paired into fixedly paired into one skill only. So it's very plastics.
Ah, I see.
And to answer your question about whether the older we get,
Mm-mm.
the bigger our brain capacity is, maybe I
Mm-mm.
can say yes, but actually our brain is most active when we are in a 3 years old until 5 years old. So that's why children who live
Oh.
in uh, Indonesian children, yeah, who live
Yeah.
in foreign country when they were still in 3 until 5 years old, it's really easy for them to speak English rather than when we start
Oh.
learning English when we are teenager. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I
So
see.
when we learn the connection or the nerve inside our brain actually make a
Mm-mm.
connection. So that's why it's really plastics. And maybe if you ever got maybe when you drive a car
Mm-mm.
uh, and then you don't drive a car for a very long time, it's really
Mm-mm.
hard for you to finally start again to drive a car. Maybe you need maybe just a little time to make yourself accustomed with driving a car again. So that's the connection of our brain is actually not diminished, but
Yeah.
maybe put into our memories because we no longer use that
Uh-huh.
in our daily life. And then when we start to use that again, so the muscle of your brain will then make that connection again. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay, that's very nice. Oh my God, we already at 44 minutes. So, makeup.
Okay.
I want to know. I want to know that is your job now um, relate into the neuroscience and cognitive aspect of something like that or not?
Okay.
Do you
Actually,
have
no.
any job? Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
actually, no. As I said, because neuroscience, especially to relate neuroscience to education, is not a common thing. Still, not a
Mm,
common thing and familiar thing in Indonesia. So it's really hard to find a job
okay.
related to that. Also because I don't know in medical,
Uh-uh.
and Indonesia that mainly need medical background, yeah, but I'm not. So actually, my current job is not related to neuroscience and education, but I can definitely apply that in, like teaching or to understand people more.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that maybe that's happens in their brain. So yeah, I can understand them better.
Okay. So, Mega, you work as an IELTS, an English tutor, and the second one,
Mm-hmm.
your last company is Dapur Icus that you created by
Yes.
your own self as CEO. So, can you tell me what kind of the method that you share to your student in the IELTS? Is it online or offline? Or start when you teach the IELTS?
Okay. It's
And
like,
yeah,
sorry. Yeah.
you can tell me. Yeah, you can tell me about that.
Okay. So about IELTS and English tutor, it's actually online, so that I can I
Uh,
can teach everywhere. I can teach everywhere. But it's actually happened accidentally, yeah. So because people
okay.
know, yeah, I don't have any educational background related to English education, right? But
Mm,
people actually know that I graduated from a foreign university which use
yeah.
English, also
Yep.
needs IELTS to apply for that
Yep.
university. So some people actually ask me to teach them. So that's how I
Okay.
started to be an IELTS tutor. But
Oh,
that's
so
not a
all
main.
subject.
Sorry.
So you teach all subjects. I start from reading, writing, speaking, and also
Yeah,
listening.
yeah.
Wow.
All modules, yeah,
Wow. Okay.
from listening, reading, writing, and speaking. One of my students actually watched the live.
Okay. Wow, wow, wow. That's so good. That's so good. So, what about the double issues that you created by your own self?
Okay, that would it just it's actually uh, a business related to food and beverages. So we provide food
Mm,
to make your life easier, because you don't need to spend much time in cooking and then do the meal preparation and etc.
uh,
You can
mm,
just cook in 5 minutes, and it's also aimed to help you who doesn't love cooking but need to cook, to be able
uh-huh.
to cook easily. So everyone can cook lah,
Okay.
yeah. But the purichus actually comes from my passion, because I have a big passion in eating and culinary.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of my childhood
Mm,
dreams is to have a cafe and
uh-huh.
business related to food, business in food and beverages.
Okay.
So I started to build Dapur Icus with
Oh,
my family,
very.
because it's a family recipe.
Okay. So wonderful. And I said you said to me, sorry, you said to me that you just moved to Bandung in your
Yeah.
current job position right now.
Mhm,
So what about
mhm.
that? Is there any correlation with the issues or English tutor or maybe in neuroscience or what else?
So my current job. So I currently work as a project officer in Jabar Digital Service.
Uh-uh.
Uh, Actually,
Okay.
you need uh, under Diskominfo, yeah, communication and
Okay.
informatics,
Mm-mm.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
in Jawa Barat, in West Java. And we mainly work related to, our main work is related to technology. So
Mm-mm.
we would say that it's a government company, but it feels
Uh,
like startup. Yeah, it feels like
Oh, I
startup,
see.
very startup, because there are a lot of young people working there,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a tech oriented, a future oriented, how to transform our governments
Mm-hmm.
to be a simpler to be a simpler system by
Yep.
applying technology. Yeah, and
Okay.
it's not related. It doesn't have any
Yeah.
association with science and education, as
Okay.
well as Dapur Icu, as well as IELTS and English tutor. But I
Mm-hmm.
would say that maybe it's partially connected. Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, with Dapur Icus, I have a business perspective. I have
I see.
yeah, not many but little experience in building a business. And because it's a
Uh-huh.
startup, we have to think creatively how to build this and to make this business or this unit sustainable. Yeah.
Okay.
Although
Mm.
sometimes in some of our projects it is funded by the government, like
Mm.
APBD, etc. But we have to think sustainably. We have to think how to make this system, or how to make our the projects that we have created
Yep.
sustainable in the future. And then we also frequently work collaboratively with foreign people, so I can use my
Mm-hmm.
my English skill to apply
Okay.
to the job. And
Okay,
neuroscience
awesome.
and and neuroscience and education, maybe yeah, I think I can use my knowledge in how brain works to learn about uh, community behavior. Yeah, because
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
I'm agree.
most of our projects should be social oriented. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and it is aimed for openly for the people of West
Mm.
Java. So we have to learn as well about their behavior. If we give a stimulus, if we give certain
Yep.
stimulus, how they would react or respond to that stimulus, and how we can build a better system that also connect to their culture, to their behavior,
Okay.
so that our project would be, our system would be accepted by them.
Okay. Thank you very much, Widyarta Meka Paramita. I mean, like, I'm very afraid if this instructor will be interrupted our talk because we are now in 52 minutes. Yeah, maybe it's about 60 minutes or an hour for the live itself. So, guys, to those untuk teman-teman semua di sini yang mungkin baru join, so I want to try to resume what we were talking about. Yeah, this is the example for my friend. She is Widyarta Mika Paramita, who graduated from the Bristol University in United Kingdom for the major neuroscience and cognitive. Yeah,
Neuroscience and
and
education.
neuroscience and education. And she graduated also from the Project University for the psychology in her bachelor degree. When she was in the university life, she was very active and also passionate in the research too. So that's why maybe those experiences lead her to get the scholarship, the prestigious scholarship for LPDP. We all know about the LPDP itself, and the 2 days left for you guys who want to apply for the LPDP for the first the first time land, like so,
Yes.
what she depicted in this room, she's talking about the neuroscience, which is this is like the new knowledge, and not familiar enough for the Indonesian people to talk about the neuroscience. We always talk that psychology side is always about the emotional thing, and we also understood that we differentiate about the psychology is about IQ, EQ, SQ, and most of the people always talk about that. But the neuroscience is also the new learning for me, particularly also for you who still live in Indonesia. And now uh, we understood a lot the way our brain control our emotion and our body itself. So the brain is totally the center of the people. What I say, the center of us to make
Yes.
ourselves whether we are happy or not. So you guys,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be more considered to control, to customize your brains smartly or cleverly. And what she said about the myth about left and right brain, we always talk about maybe you only focus on the skill because your right side of your brain work dominantly or something like that. So this is actually the myth. No matter what, even though you are capable enough in the right side of your brain, you also can learn more about the left side of your brain too. So this is the way we as human always learning more and always learn more and more, and do not ever stop to try something new, because we as human should adapt and agile in the new circumstances or something like that.
Yeah.
So this is the valuable opportunity for me to get to know more about Widyata Meka, and hopefully I can talk more. I can also get the consultancy about everything with her, because she is such inspirational woman I ever seen since I was in the
Wow.
university. And for your
Thank you.
information, guys, and she also lecture for the IELTS as IELTS and English tutor. So if you really want to know more about this program, you can contact her directly. And I also want to know more about this too. So I will contact her about this kind of issue. Okay, so thank you very much, Meka, for your opportunity, for your time, your
Thank
energy,
you.
your good vibe, and everything. Before
Thank
that, can you give me such last statement to these ones, to everyone here,
you.
in order you can encourage us to pursue
Okay.
your dream like you and to living your dream like
Wow.
you. Pardon?
Popular quote. Can you hear me? That's my
Your
connection.
connection is disappeared. Oh yeah, yeah. Your connection's come back. So, can you give me such the last statement?
Oops. Oops.
Okay. Hello, Mega. So it's about 8. So I think that there is trouble in our connection. So hopefully, we will can take lessons from her, the way she pursue her dream and the way she living her dream right now. So guys, do not ever hesitate on your dream, and do not ever uh, feel that you are not valuable. You are abundant, you are matter, and you are very important. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Okay. Okay, thank you very much for your kindness. Thank you also for your time, your everything. Okay, Mega, can you give me such a last statement? I hope that this Instagram will not interrupt us.
Okay. So this is a very popular quote actually, and I really love that
Mm-hmm.
and use that until now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's from I forgot Edward, a
Yeah,
first man who landed himself in Mount Everest.
yeah.
So he said that it's not the mountain
Oh,
we
titik nol.
conquer, but
Yeah,
ourselves. Yeah, did you know that quote?
yeah, yeah.
So I think it's also related to neuroscience, yeah, to our brain.
Mm,
So
okay.
as I said that our brain is actually very plastic and very adaptive. So
Huh?
we actually have a big capacity to learn about many things. So do not limit
Okay.
yourself to, like the myth about right and left brain
Yeah.
and etc. Because it's our task to conquer
Yep.
ourselves. Yeah.
Yep. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Thank you very much, Mika, for your
Thank
time.
you.
Once again, thank you also for your opportunity, your good vibe, and everything. I can't thank you enough
Thank you so much.
for this opportunity. Thank you so much. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye. All the best for you.
Stay safe, Mika.